Hello, I'm Amanda, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about mate choice in spiders. But first, let me ask you a question. If you had only one opportunity to mate during your entire life, would you be selective or would you mate with anyone? Okay, now let's get back to mate choice. So, the reproductive success vary among individuals. So, there are some individuals that have more offspring than others. And one factor that could affect reproductive success is physiological conditions. It's expected that individuals in good conditions have more offspring than individuals in bad conditions. And this happens because individuals in good conditions can invest more in search for partners, search for food, and they can invest more in offspring too. And parasitism affects physiological conditions. So if an individual is in good condition, he can be parasitized, and then he becomes sick. So he will have less energy to invest in offspring. So in certain way, we can say that parasitism can affect mate choice. This is especially true in species in which one sex have a constraint, a reproductive constraint. So in this case, it's expected that the constraint sex should be choosier. So here I'm going to talk about Trichonephila clavipes. Here we have the female and the male. In this species, females are parasitized by a wasp species. So here we have the female spider being parasitized. In this species, the parasite left an egg in the female, and this egg develops in a larvae. And this larvae consumes the female spiders and kill them. You may ask, and what about the males? Okay, so the males left their own webs uh, to search for female webs. During this search, he came across some predators, especially ants, and he may not survive. But if he survives, and if he can reach a female web, the female could be parasitized. And if he is parasitized, maybe she won't let any offspring because she won't have time to reproduce. Because the parasite could kill her before she ovulates. Uh, and this is important because these males can inseminate only two females because he can build only one spider web during his life. So here we hypothesize that males should prefer females in better conditions, which means that males should choose unparasitized than parasitized females. To evaluate this hypothesis, me and João Gabriel, we went to the field to search for some spiders. Whenever we found a spider web, we count the number of males there, and we took some notes about female, for example, if she were parasitized. And what we expected with this data. So here in the y-axis we have the number of males, in the x-axis we have unparasitized females or parasitized females. We expected that the number of males in parasitized webs, unparasitized female webs, should be lower than unparasitized female webs. And what did you find? We found that exactly what we predicted. The number of males on female webs were higher if females were not parasitized. In fact, we found that there were threefold more males in webs of unparasitized females than on webs of parasitized females. So it seems that males prefer females in good conditions in this species. Okay, so we were thinking, what next? What is an implication of these results? So we have two implications about these results. The first one is that males are moving in direction to unparasitized female webs. So they're paying a cost of traversing the vegetation and paying a cost of being predated during this search. And this can increase the intersexual competition in webs of unparasitized females. So some males will not reproduce, or maybe they can fight for a position or to mate with this female. And the second implication of these results is that males in webs of parasitized females may not reproduce, because if this female is parasitized, maybe she will die before oppose it. So even if he can copulate with her, he won't have any reproductive success. So getting back to the first question I asked you, if you had only one opportunity to mate during your life, I expected you would be selective. So I have some messages from this presentation I want you to keep in your heart. And the first one is, in species in which one sex have their reproductive potential constrained, selective individuals can be favored. Males of Trichonephila clavipes, which is one species in which males have their potential reproductive constrained because they can inseminate only females. So males of Trichonephila clavipes prefer unparasitized females over parasitized females, which means he prefers females in good conditions. And the presence of parasitized females could affect the intensity of sexual selection in males of Trichonephila clavipes, because these males prefer these females. And if males stay with parasitized females, they may not have any reproductive success, because this female may die before she can oppose it. So I want to thank you all for listening, and if you have any doubts, don't hesitate to contact me. I want to thank also LASEX, which is the laboratory where I did my master degree, Animal Behavior Society, UFMG, CNPq for funding, and especially I want to thank João Gabriel for doing this study with me. Thank you.